Inspirational quotes about life. It is not how long, but how well we live that matters. Life is worth living better than most men live it. Live your best, act your best, and think your best each day, for there may be no tomorrows. Everything in life is a test of character. Life ought not merely to contain acts of worship, it should be an act of worship. Be such a man and live such a life that if every man were such as you, and every life a life like yours, this earth would be God's paradise. The quality of life is more important than life itself. Life is too short to be small. The man who regards his own life and that of his fellow creatures as meaningless is not merely unfortunate, but almost disqualified for life. What makes life dreary is absence of motive. What makes life complicated is multiplicity of motive. What makes life victorious is singleness of motive. Life is not measured by length, but by depth. Birthdays tell us how long we have been on the road, not how far we have traveled. Every man's life in his opportunity of doing that which will make for him in eternity. Sow an action and you reap a habit. Sow a habit and you reap a character. Sow a character and you reap a destiny. The end of life is not to be happy, nor to achieve pleasure and avoid pain, but to do the will of God, come what may. Make sure the thing you are living for is worth dying for. The 7 ages of man: spills, drills, thrills, bills, ills, pills, wills. We are here to add what we can to life, not to get what we can from it. The whole of life is a test, a trial of what is in us, so arranged by God Himself. We are not so to live as if we had nothing but a body. The 2 most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. Let us live as people who are prepared to die, and die as people who are prepared to live. Let us endeavor so to live that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. No one can live well until they can die well. Take care of your life, and the Lord will take care of your death. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside us while we live. Life can only be enjoyed as one acquires a true perspective of life and death and of the real purpose of the life. 3 things in life: your health, your mission, and the people you love. That's it. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams according to your vision and purpose instead of the expectations and opinions of others. The more you know who you are and what you want, the less you let things upset you. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. C. It's a never-ending upward spiral, and if you think at any point you're allowed to stop climbing, I'm afraid you're missing the point, because the joy is in the climb itself. Don't be afraid of death, be afraid of an unlived life. You don't have to live forever, you just have to live. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Most of life is about searching, it's not about doing. People spend too much time doing and not thinking about what they should be doing. Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. Nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more, so that we may fear less. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's life in your years. Some people never go crazy. What truly horrible lives, they must lead. Not how long, but how well you have lived is the main thing. Life is not a process of discovery, but a process of creation. It's not so much what we have in this life that matters, it's what we do with what we have. Keep smiling, because life is a beautiful thing, and there's so much to smile about. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do, and then do it. A man can fail many times, but he isn't a failure until he begins to blame somebody else. It's not what we have in life, but who we have in our life that matters. Life always waits for some crisis to occur before revealing itself at its most brilliant. Life is really simple, but men insist on making it complicated. Life is like a coin. You can spend it any way you wish, but you only spend it once. The less you give a damn to negative people, the more peaceful your life will become. Don't give it 5 minutes if you're not going to give it 5 years. Dead people receive more flowers than the living ones because regret is stronger than gratitude. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. In every life, we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridge to cross and which bridge to burn. Life doesn't require that we be the best, only that we try our best. The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even heard, but must be felt with the heart. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive. and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? The flower that blooms in adversity is the rarest and most beautiful of all. Life is short, live it. Love is rare, grab it. Anger is bad, dump it. Fear is awful, face it. Memory is sweet, cherish it. The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well. The biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. A little foolishness, enough to enjoy life, and a little wisdom to avoid the errors, that will do. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone, but the things you do for others remain as your legacy. By being yourself, you put something wonderful in the world that was not there before. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. The first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego. The second half is going inward and letting go of it. Cry, forgive, learn, move on. Let your tears water the seeds of your future happiness. Life is pretty simple. You do some stuff, most fails, some works, you do more of what works. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver or gold. Risks must be taken, because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Take time to enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for something you are not. To do the useful thing, to say the courageous thing, to contemplate the beautiful thing, that is enough for one man's life. Life is short, and it is up to you to make it sweet. Life is just the same as learning to swim. Do not be afraid of making mistakes, for there is no other way of learning how to live.